And we're live. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. A very warm welcome to the stream of truth. I am Dr. Tassel Faith Shamebrook,
And I'm Sean Kelly.
and we're doing something a little different today.
Today, we're mostly talking about us and the vision for the business and what we're doing with ourselves and what we're trying to involve the community in helping us build. So we're really grateful for everybody who watches. We really appreciate all the support so far. We're trying to sort of take things to the next level, I guess. So we're launching our Patreon community, and then we wanted to talk about sort of what the vision is for the whole company, and then how the Patreon looks if you're interested in that. And then also if you guys have any ideas as we're going, feel free, please, to contribute those also. We really want this to be a community centric type of experience. So that's sort of our goal. So yeah,
Yes.
we,
That I just want to say, like, that word community is what just comes through me so strongly, that is really what we've been guided, I would say, both of us guided to create here.
good morning,
So
Jamie and Joe. Good morning.
yay, Jamie and Joe are here. Awesome.
They're always here.
Yes, we'd love for you to be part of this community that we're offering.
Yeah, everyone. So we're always gonna. I guess I want to preface all of it by saying that primarily we're gonna try and offer everything we can for free. So even if you're not a part of the community, the Patreon community, we're still gonna offer everything in that community to the public for free. The Patreon community will get early access as well as more direct contribution is sort of how we're arranging it. So like they'll be able to ask. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is when I'm going to channel Ka, and I'm going to base it on community members' questions, and that's so one of the tiers. And above that tier, allow you to submit questions, and then we're also going to have a private Discord community that essentially allows everybody to connect regardless of tier. And then the people that join through YouTube will also get access to that.
Yes, and if I can just stop for a second to
Sure.
say that I have had the great honor and privilege of submitting some of my questions to Ka through you,
Oh,
through your generosity. And I just want to say that is such an amazing experience, and really an amazing benefit of becoming part of our community is the ability to directly ask Ka questions. The answers are very helpful, very wise.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times it's funny with Ka. After I channel, I don't know what I've said, so I have to read it and then interpret it using my own like mind. It's very
Yes.
odd. It's very odd, an odd experience for me, to sort of have to reread what I just wrote, as if I was not there writing it. It's very strange. I'm starting to get chunks of it, like as I go. But anyways, so yeah, I've really enjoyed that. Thank you for saying it. Everybody that I've shared it with has really enjoyed it. I've shared a few on the channel that have seemed to be received positively, and sort of I've been getting a lot of push, I think, from my like internal guidance to be more outward with the channeling and more start to move towards more a Bashar or Abraham Hicks type experience. So that's I think where this is going, with the Ka channeling. And then we should say that also we're going to have the same thing more or less with you, right? So people will be able to submit questions and you'll go through that on your are you doing it under the How to Hero or You Are Your Own Hero show?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
also being launched today, or I guess even announced today too.
Um, yeah. So I'm going to be starting. Maybe we'll start it next week. But I'm going to be
Okay.
starting a show called You Are Your Own Hero. So it'll be a live stream, just like this format, where people can uh, contribute and we'll chat, and there'll probably be a topic every week that we decide upon. But then also, if you are part of the Patreon community, you'd be able to call in through the Discord platform.
Yeah.
So kind of like, it's basically like a talk show.
Yeah, it'll be like a talk show with call-ins from the community.
Yes. And the thing that I like to do the most is just talk, like get down and dirty about things, and really super transparent and super vulnerable and super honest. So I think that's going to be an exciting place for us to do that. Talk about taboo things and speak the unsaid, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to when you start. And so, I guess let's talk about maybe the vision for the company, like what we're planning to go, where we're planning to go with it, and what like our bigger vision, I guess. And then, you know, just to sort of help establish what the Patreon community is contributing to, I guess.
Yes.
And helping to form.
Yeah.
So can we start with maybe with the Doctor and the Wizard, maybe what that meant to us or where that came from?
Yeah. I think for me, at least, it's this coming together of, in a way, like the more rational mind orientation, and then the more mystical, magical consciousness that I think together we bring to the table. And I think in a way that just is isomorphic or parallel to us all being human and all being soul at the same time. So it's almost like you and I are representing the human and the soul, and this amazing sort of dance that we do in this experience of toggling back and forth.
I couldn't have said it better. That's exactly what I would have said as well. But also I would say the divine feminine and divine masculine as well sort of gets reflected in there. Interestingly enough, the divine feminine is represented more of the Wizard, and the divine masculine represented more of the Doctor. So, but
we talked about that. Maybe I feel like I might have a bit more divine masculine energy, at least at this point. I think I'm working to balance that.
I think both of us have different, like we have different, more feminine qualities in certain areas.
Yes.
Like I have many masculine traits and qualities, but then I have a lot of feminine traits and qualities as well. So, and I think we both sort of have this interesting balance where usually where you're more masculine, I'll be more feminine, stuff like that. Yes. I think that's important for attraction to happen. I think that's where that ends up forming from. And
I think we're helping to balance each other out.
Totally. Absolutely. So I would say the same thing. And both of us have very grand, large visions.
Very grand.
Many big.
Very big. And I just want to ask you, for you've had these feelings for like your whole life, kind of, right? Actually,
so when I first had the feelings, I sort of had visions of seeing this type of thing that we're doing now happening. But I was like young, and had no frame of how that would ever be possible or look. The technology didn't even exist for it yet. And I just saw it somehow, but I thought I was just imagining something that would be cool. Right. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize I was actually seeing my own future. And so it, that ended up building. And like, as I got older, it started to make more sense. And then I started doing like video game content because I couldn't figure out what the heck I was supposed to talk about, because I could see this vision of me making content, but not not what the content was or anything. So the only thing I could think of that has held my interest for long enough, because at the time I was not comfortable talking about metaphysics at all, or anything. I kept that all to myself because I thought I would be judged, right? So I was primarily just thinking, I love games. I'm not going to get bored of playing games. I'll do gaming. It makes sense. I like it. But it got boring so fast. Eventually, then when I woke up, I knew that I would talk about this stuff, but at that point, I didn't know what the hell was going on. So to even imagine how that would possibly occur was, I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna work, but it's great. It's great. Oh, thank you so much, Emily. Thank you. It's lovely to have you here. It's nice to see you. She said that she just received the latest Ka channeling, and it's a DNA activation. She said it was gold. Thank you.
Oh,
Appreciate
awesome.
that.
Awesome. It is gold.
And so I basically knew that I actually saw like schools being formed, media arms and publishing arms, and all these things forming from a company that was based in transparency and inclusiveness of not only the clientele or the customers, but also the employees and the just basically a very transparent, open company. And I actually saw, I think I told you this too, I saw sort of like people, not like, basically we would hire probably a production crew to do some behind the scenes stuff that's more business focused, that might help people that want to form a company in a similar type of organization as well. So but I don't know how any of that's going to look, of course, but
it's fascinating because I have literally just had the same experience from many, many years ago, just feeling this pull to create something quite grand and something that really is very impactful in the world and really helps to revolutionize all of the systems, the school system, the religious system, the business system. I get in the word a lot. A systems interrupter is part of my starseed role here. And then, I think you and I have talked a lot about this idea of what is a 5D company compared to the more mainstream orientation. And everything you said, just, complete transparency, complete profit sharing, complete inclusiveness, something that we create together, no hierarchy.
Right.
Very much of the Aquarian age that we're entering. And that has all these different arms: a publishing arm, a movie making arm, a event arm. That's just huge. And also what I get in is this is super fun. Just really creative, and people just coming together really as a family, like that word chosen family. So it's interesting. We've had the same vision.
Basically the same sort of thing, same overall. We even had our same channel name sort of stuff, or your business name and my channel name. Mine was How to Hero, and yours was,
and mine was You Are Your Own Hero. That is fascinating. And I think the underpinning of the orientation here is helping us all come into our own sovereignty, in every aspect: our spiritual sovereignty, our physical sovereignty, our emotional sovereignty, our relational sovereignty. That's the empowerment piece for the new earth.
And so one of the first things that we're going to be doing is creating a podcast from the Stream of Truth episodes. So we'll be doing that. So this will be the 30th episode already of the Stream of Truth. We'll be creating that into a podcast. then both Tassel and I are writing a book. So my book's called The Three Devotions, and it's about a boy or a young man who's leaving his father's side and going off into the world to sort of make his own way. It's written from the perspective of the boy or the son being the soul incarnate upon the earth, the father being the higher self or source of that soul's beingness, and essentially will follow him through his pathway into modern society and in engagements where he'll put his hand to his heart and call upon his father, which could be seen as the infinite creator, and then have a dialogue with his father to help him align and make sure that he's sort of behaving the way that he intended to behave as he before he incarnate and then went into the veil, so or went through the veil. So it's written in that way, and so far it's been pretty good. It's been coming through pretty well. And do you want to maybe talk about your book, Tassel, that you're writing?
Yeah. And I just want to first share that you have very generously shared some of the writing that has come through for your book. And I mentioned this in the last stream, but it's jaw dropping. It absolutely sounds like the words of God. It's so poetic. It's so beautiful. It's very high consciousness. And
Thank you.
It reminds me a lot of the series Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. So I think it's going to be just an amazing gift to the world.
Thank you. That's how it's framed. It's framed as self to self and self to God.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the, if you've ever read the Bhagavad Gita, it's a similar type of situation where Krishna is talking to, I think his name's Arjuna, about the reality. So it's similar to that, but this is in a different setting and done in a little bit of a different way. But yeah, I thank you for saying so. It's been a lot of fun to write so far.
Yeah, it's been amazing. So, and then it's interesting. So my book, as we were talking about like the spiritual and the human, is a bit more about how to human in this realm in like the best way possible. So I think the title of the book will probably be You Are Your Own Hero or something around that lines. But it's going to be probably 30 to 40 practices that I have found to be life-changing for myself and then the clients that I've worked with over the decades. And it's meant that you could do one practice a day for 30 to 40 days. And then that's the amount of time it takes for our subconscious to integrate a new habit. So the premise would be if you go through this book and engage in some of these practices, that you would likely find some big shifts in your external life. And these are practices such as surrender to whatever is currently happening in your life, gratitude for whatever is currently happening, knowing yourself to be God, honoring yourself, self-love, just, the really foundational, really juicy practices that really keep bringing us back to ourselves and keep enabling us to tune into our guidance, our own dreams, and then seeing that reflected in our reality.
That's awesome. So, yeah. That's going to be really good. And, we're both writing them pretty quickly. I think we anticipate being done them fairly soon. So it shouldn't be something that like takes us months and months or anything like that, I don't think. And we're planning on just publishing them ourselves. So I don't anticipate a ton of delays or anything like that. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And so what else is there that we should share? I mean, is there anything else that comes to mind? I guess I should share that the Patreon links in the description if you want to check out the tiers and what we're offering in there and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe just a little more detail even so I understand, there's two different ways to join us. There's, first of all, the YouTube membership.
Yeah,
Can you
that
explain
that
that?
yeah, sure. So the YouTube membership, to keep things simple, we basically are just going to let YouTube members join the Discord. Um, and that's just if they didn't want to use Patreon, or if they just want to join from YouTube. It doesn't have the Patreon benefits. The reason we did that is because it's easier for us to isolate where we're doing the more premium benefits. So the YouTube membership's cheaper, but it's available there if people want it. Primarily, we're going to focus most of the content in the Patreon thing, but the YouTube members will get access to the Discord, the same Discord as Patreon members. So, but Patreon members have additional benefits that the
Okay.
YouTube members do not have. So, like
Okay.
the Patreon members will be able to submit questions, or they also get early access to content, and like the patron only private content, or anything exclusive. So we've listed like a few different things that we're going to do as exclusives for early access, and then we're going to likely add more things to that too a little bit as we go. So they'll be getting exclusive content that way.
And how does someone find out about the YouTube membership, for starters?
Well, it's not enabled yet, so I'm just waiting for YouTube to approve the tier. I expect within the next day or so there'll be a button on the channel to join it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for information about the Patreon community, there's a link in the description of this video.
Yeah, there's a link in Patreon, or a link to Patreon in the description. And oh, Emily, that'd be awesome. I'd love for you to join. That'd be great. Yeah, you can get access to all of the Discord stuff through the link below, and have a look at what's there and what we're doing. I guess we should mention actually that the higher tier, we're doing courses. So
Yes.
we didn't talk at all about the courses. So
Maybe we could just super briefly talk about the four different possibilities.
the four possibilities. Oh, the tiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So we're starting at we've named the tiers Initiate, Neophyte, Initiate, Adept, and Wonderful, because we couldn't think of a name for the fourth tier. But so the first tier basically gets you access to the Discord server, as well as early access to the Ka channeling videos, as well as Dr. Tassel's videos. We'll probably have some other stuff on there too. Then the middle tier gets you 15% off, is it?
Yeah.
15% off code for the guided meditation album that Dr. Tassel and I worked on. If you're interested in that, it's on Bandcamp as well. Then they also get access to ask questions of Ka or ask questions of Dr. Tassel. You get both. And then they still also get the early access to the videos.
Yep.
The next tier is where we offer courses. So we're going to do a course every month. The first course is, I think, December 4th, was it?
December 10th.
10th. Okay.
All the dates are on.
All the dates are on Patreon. So
But yeah, December 10th.
yeah, we have all the tentative dates listed on Patreon. Well, actually, you'll get them in a welcome email. And then basically, yeah. So we're gonna do those courses once a month. We'll come on, do it live with everyone. We'll have time for Q&A. It'll be a very interactive experience with the Patreon community. Basically those courses will be then offered after the fact. We'll offer them later to the public. We don't want to limit our offerings to only the Patreons, but we want to be able to provide stuff to the public as well. So we're going to do that this way so that we can sort of create what the patrons want, or what the community wants. And in that way, sort of tailor everything we make around what the community is wanting us to make, instead of just making whatever we, whatever we feel like.
Yeah.
it seems like a better or a way to make sure that we're like producing things
Serving.
that serves
Yeah.
everyone.
Yes. Yes. And I'm really looking forward to the courses because we can be on Zoom with everybody and
Hmm.
see everybody. And I'm sure there'll be some, chatty chat part of it, getting to know each other. So that I really look forward to that aspect of it.
Yeah, yeah. I think I look forward to all of it, and thank you guys. Thanks for all the kind words, Emily and Jamie. I appreciate you guys very much. Um, I think I don't know if there's anything else really to share about the community. It's going to grow and change. It's going to be very dynamic. We want feedback on things, the server, the Discord server, anything that sort of we can do to make it better. All
It's
of it.
really a way to just bring us together, right?
Yeah,
We're here on the channel, and it's so great being here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but this is a further way for us to really come together as a community
hmm,
and really come together to participate in this amazing adventure of expansion
yeah,
that we're all on as individuals and in our new earth. So I think for you and I, in a way, we're just holding space for this to grow, and that all of us coming together, we want to grow it together as a
definitely.
tribe. Yeah.
So Emily asked a question. So she's asked if there's a time scale you're intending for the courses, like an hour, a couple hours a week, etc. So we're planning on doing. I think the first one we're planning is going to be a 1 hour or 2 hour, up to maybe a 3 hour session on a webinar or a Zoom meeting that's a few hours long. Now we can tailor this based on who's in. If we have patrons in the community that want to help us set the right time, the right, that we're going to try and take all that into account. So the first offering we're thinking of doing is a single live event that's done on December 10th. Now, it's possible that we could change those to shift around and whatever is basically the community wants.
Yeah. I would think probably the teaching aspect of it would be, say, like an hour to an hour and a half. And then most likely there'll be
a bunch of Q&A.
Just like Q&A and get to know each other.
Chat more and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Emily, for the questions. Awesome. I can't wait to see you in there. That'd be awesome.
And then we had an added
oh
bonus.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. There's so many different things going on. It just doesn't all fit in my mind.
Yeah. So if you're interested in joining us, and we sure hope that you will, we would just love to have you with us in this adventure. If you're able to join as a patron on Patreon by Monday, we will email you a free copy of the guided meditation album that we just put out.
Yeah.
For free.
For free.
As just an added bonus and an added thank you for joining us to get that album for free.
Yeah. So you said by Monday?
Yes. If people can join by Monday, then we will email them the album for free.
So by 11:59 p.m. Monday night?
Yeah, let's say midnight.
By midnight,
maybe Eastern Standard Time, or
Monday.
whatever time zone they're in.
Sure. Okay, Monday.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Just an extra little bonus.
Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for watching. We really appreciate you. Really, just honor. I think I've been putting off this, like launching this type of thing for a long time, and I'm really, really excited. And I hope you guys will join us.
Yes.
Be pretty sweet, I think.
Yeah. Let's take everything to the next level for all of us.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So much love to everybody.
So much love. Bye.
Bye.